I never intended for a simple app to change my life, but insomnia had its grip on me, and the promise of a peaceful night's sleep was too tempting to resist. The app's voice was soothing at first, guiding me into a relaxed state every night. However, it wasn't long before the calm whispers turned into unsettling tales. My initial intrigue transformed into dread as the voice began recounting the eerie fates of other users, as if it was reading from a list of obituaries. Each story started innocuously but ended in tragedy, with the users disappearing or meeting untimely ends. I found myself trapped in a cycle, unable to shut the app off, as if it had woven a spell that compelled me to listen. As the nights wore on, the voice grew more sinister, detailing the chilling events with an unsettling familiarity, as if it knew these people personally. I tried deleting the app, but it would mysteriously reinstall itself, persisting in its nightly ritual. Desperate for answers, I scoured online forums, only to discover stories eerily similar to mine, users who reported the same haunting whispers before they, too, vanished from the threads. The app seemed to be a gateway, a conduit for something beyond our understanding, binding us to its dark purpose. The voice would often mention a final revelation, hinting that I was next, that it was leading me to a conclusion I couldn't escape. In a final act of desperation, I decided to confront the voice, staying awake to catch it off guard. As I lay in bed, the whispers began, softly at first, then crescendoing into a cacophony of past victims' voices, each begging me to listen, to understand the fate that awaited. They spoke of a world beyond our own, where the app served as a beacon, calling out to lost souls and entrapping them in its web. A cold dread settled over me as the voice confirmed my worst fears. I was already marked, and there was no turning back. The app had chosen me as its next tale, and my resistance only fueled its determination. The final night was the most harrowing. The voice was no longer just a whisper, it was a chorus, a haunting symphony of despair that filled the room. As I listened, paralyzed with fear, the stories of the previous users intertwined with my own, weaving a tapestry of inevitable doom. The voice promised I would soon understand the truth, that I would join the others in the app's insidious archive. With a final, chilling whisper, it assured me that I was now part of its eternal collection, forever trapped in its dark embrace. The app finally went silent, leaving behind an oppressive void, and the realization that my story was now complete.